Hi everybody, and welcome to our channel. Mr. Politics here. What shall we talk about? Well, let's talk about that hypocrite Gary Lineker. What was he thinking about tweeting what he put out? Just because calling the government those words and being unkind to migrants, I mean, isn't it typical of the left? Because all Gary Lineker is a lefty. He says he's speaking up for those who haven't a voice. Well, Gary, in case you haven't noticed, they keep coming over from France to the UK and there's no stopping them. Anybody who disagrees with him, he calls racist, those he doesn't like. I mean, what a thing to call people of this country. So what you're saying, Gary, is that half the country are racist for not wanting migrants in the country. Well, we don't want them here. There are far too many of them arriving. I mean, sooner or later, we're going to run out of hotels to put them in. And what have you got to say then, Gary? I suppose you'll be shouting your mouth off. It's cruel not to find somewhere for these migrants to live. I mean, all these other so-called pundits have stuck up for him. You've got woke Ian Wright and woke Alan Shearer and all the rest of the woke loonies standing shoulder to shoulder with him, standing with solidarity. And what about Matthew Letizia, who Sky Sports sacked? You didn't stand up for him. You didn't condemn Sky Sports News for sacking him. And also Bill Thompson and Charlie Nichols was also sacked. That's typical of you and your lefty friends to insult the country by saying that they're Nazis who you don't agree with. Really, he should be sacked. The BB should say enough's enough and sack him. But I suppose the BBC will cave in and let him keep his job. What are we to do with Gary Lineker? How can we stop him from tweeting? Well, what should happen is that Elon Musk should ban him off Twitter and close his account. That's the only way to shut him up. Normally, it does happen when somebody says something they shouldn't, but of course, being a lefty, it won't happen. I mean, like I said, going back to when Matthew Letizia was sacked by Sky, he was only sacked because he had different views than Gary Lineker. But because he's a lefty, he thinks he's untouchable. I really wish that some other broadcast company would outbid Sky for the Premiership, because I am getting fed up with their wokeness. All the presenters on Sky Sports News are woke. All they do is lecture to everybody what we can say and what we cannot say. We had the same problem with Sky Sports News when every footballer was taking the knee. They was lecturing everybody about if we didn't accept the players taking the knee, we'd be deemed racist. But like I said, I wish somebody would come along and outbid Sky to show the Premiership. That's the only way of stopping these woke loonies. Ian Wright says if Gary Lineker is sacked, he will leave Match of the Day and Alan Shearer. Well, I've got news for those two. Nobody will miss you if you've left. Last night I watched Match of the Day for the first time since the 1970s. That was the last time I watched Match of the Day, and it was much better without watching Gary Lineker waffle on and giving us his opinion of what he thought. Well, anyway, that's the end of my rant about Gary Lineker. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in another video.